For 6 months, he went on a high-fat diet, eating just one meal a day. He lost fat, he built muscle, he got off the blood sugar roller coaster. But he misses that roller coaster. It was his favorite ride in the amusement park, and he's getting back on it. So 6 months. 6 months. I've been doing this for half a year. And what a journey it has been. I tell you, I wouldn't have done it this long if I didn't feel amazing. But the benefits started slowly going away. They disappeared into the night. And what can I say? I wanted them to continue. I thought I found it. I thought I found the path to the mountaintop. But I didn't. So we're going to go over the pros and cons of the high-fat vegan diet, eating one meal a day, and what I'm going to do next, and stuff will happen. So a little background about me if you don't know who I am, if this is your first time here, the Vegetable Police Network. I used to have ulcerative colitis. If you want to know what that's like, eat some broken glass. Then you'll have a clue. I healed myself on a fruit-based diet, but living in the northern climate, where the fruit is about as ripe as your grandpa's left testicle, not a very enjoyable diet. My entire journey in life has been trying to find food other than fruit that doesn't feel like glass in my colon. People ask me, why don't you just eat a balanced diet, Vegetable Police? Just eat balanced. I eat balanced diet, I'm fine. If you have a cut on your arm, that's like me going up to you and say, why aren't you just rubbing it with sandpaper? Why aren't you doing that? That's what I would do. I rub my arm with sandpaper, I'm fine. When your colon is inflamed and sensitive, ulcerative colitis means you have ulcers all in your colon. Imagine anything touching it hurts. Fruit, for whatever reason, it has the softest fiber on earth. And if you eat nothing but fruit, the pain goes away, it melts away, it feels like you have nothing in your colon at all. San Benedito. Other foods like raw vegetables or grains, they're very scratchy with their fiber. They're scratching your colon all the way moving through it. They're like, it's not funny, fibers. So in my opinion, this is one of the worst illnesses to have because you can't rest it unless you don't eat at all. It's like in any cut, you rest it. You put a band-aid on it, you leave it alone, you don't touch it, it heals. But for the colon, it's like you're constantly passing food through it. That's why I did the fruit-based diet for so long, but I got tired of the blood sugar roller coaster and the unripe fruit. I wanted to kill myself in the dick. So early on in my research, because I've studied nutrition like a madman, I have read every diet book. People often comment, have you heard of this? Yes, I've heard of it. I've read it, I've heard of it, I've lived it, I've loved it. So I was very intrigued by the high-fat diet, and I've tried it many times in my life. I think this was like the 7th time I've tried it. Since starting the fruit-based diet, I've tried high-fat like 7 times, and it's failed every time, but beneficial things happen to me. It's just one really bad thing keeps happening to me, and that ruins the whole thing. So let's talk about the pros and the cons of the high-fat vegan diet. So I'm just gonna start at the head and work my way down below. So in the very beginning, brain fog lifted, mental clarity was laser focused. It was amazing. My thought process, everything was clear. I could speak for longer without stopping like I'm doing right now. Things just stayed in my mind. It was like I was able to focus. I had this flow of sentences coming in through the back and then coming out of my mouth, and it was amazing. Whereas before on the high carb diet, I just felt so stupid. I couldn't talk for more than like 10 seconds without being like, where was I? I don't know. So that was amazing. My brain was running off fat better than it was on sugar, but that went away. After like 4 months or so, I felt dumb again. I was a hick in a hillbilly land of misfits, and I couldn't see. This is what happened. I'm not entirely sure why that was. I think it's just because I was eating so much. In the beginning, I was eating lower calorie and I felt better. And this whole trying to build muscle and gain weight is ruining my health. It really is. Because I'm trying to build muscle. I'm trying to represent veganism here. Look, you can build muscle. But I feel worse as I do these things. So that's why I'm cutting back. I'm leaning towards just healing my gut once and for all, and then building. Another pro was my skin clears up on high fat. It's amazing. I love it so much. And that's why I deal with a lot of the other cons, because I look so beautiful. So beautiful. But is it worth it? Is it worth it to feel like shit and look good? People constantly tell me that, man, you're looking good. Look at your complexion. You look amazing. Yeah, I feel like shit. So people, we judge by appearances. That doesn't mean anything. It's nice to see somebody look healthy and representing their diet, but it's not the be-all end-all. You have to go into their colon. You need to shrink yourself down into a tiny little spaceship and look in their colon and see what's really going on in there. One of the cons, when I had the longer hair, I felt like it was falling out. It was falling out. I mean, I'm often standing here shirtless and I just constantly felt hairs dropping on my shoulder. I'm brushing them off. I'm like, what the hell is going on? And I don't care what y'all say. It was getting thin on top. It looked thin to me. And I felt like as soon as I started the high-fat diet, that started happening. So it was a correlation. But I also think keeping it long, for whatever reason, it makes the hair fall out faster and easier. If you have problems in this area, cut your hair, because I never feel this stuff falling out. So that worried me, because I was losing my hair in my 20s, and I managed to reverse that on the fruit-based diet. But then I went to this high-fat thing and it started falling out again. I was like, oh my god, am I going to be bald again? I was not having that. So going back to the fruits now, I'm hoping that it just gets so thick that people travel through it and they can't find their way to wherever they want to go because it's too thick. They need to hire a guide, and he chops it with the machete, and even he gets tired after like 10 minutes. He's like, I can't do this, it's too thick, let's find another way. Another con, every morning I wake up and my eyes are full of mucus. I'm picking boogers all the time. My ears are full of wax. Just this high fat diet is clogging me up, and I know it. And it starts in the colon. That's the biggest con that we'll get to in a minute. But once your colon is backed up, you're backed up everywhere. You drain the head into your ascending colon. That's what I've studied. So you want to keep your colon clear for your head to drain. This is the key to health right here. Do not eat mucus forming foods, and I believe the nuts and seeds are mucus forming. Even though I was soaking them and blending them and fermenting them, they were so easy to digest, you would think, but they're still clogging me up. So when you have toxicity in the body, your body protects the cells with mucus, and that just ends up clogging you up big time. Think of a smoker. They're smoking. They always have mucus in the lungs because the body produces mucus to protect from all the toxins of the smoke. So even though it's a protective mechanism, it's very clogging to the body, and energy does not flow. Does not flow like a hippie dancing in the woods with other hippies. One amazing benefit was my teeth got much less sensitive, and I have a cracked tooth that kept getting floored up. I tried to, I was gonna say flared up, and I figured that was the word to do that, but it wasn't. Florn. Jesus. So removing sugary foods from my diet, that no longer flared up. It was like I was no longer feeding the bacteria sugar, and it just stayed calm for the longest time until I added berries back, and then that got crazy, And that's why I started going downhill, because then I removed all fruit. And then that's when I started craving the eggs. And I felt like shit all the time at that point. And it was just like, it's like my body needed a certain amount of sugar to be fueled. I wasn't switching to fat like I thought I was. Like, I thought if I'm just eating fat, that's providing me with the fuel I needed. But in reality, I need some sugar to burn the fat. I can't just do it on just fat. So it's like, if I need the sugar, and it's like I'm just giving my body the tiniest minuscule amounts, it's like, that's not right. Why don't I just switch back to sugar burning, try it with the intermittent fasting, and just get energy again? I don't know. It was not working without the sugar, and with the sugar was flaring up my teeth. It was So moving away from my head, my beautiful head, should be in a museum to be admired. Am I in a museum right now? Are people... No, nobody's visiting the exhibit. It's an unsuccessful exhibit. The body. I gained so much muscle. It is illegal in 17 cities in Mexico to gain this much muscle this fast. That's all I know. I was making the gains. You saw my 5-month progress video. I'm hiding myself. Look, there he is. That guy. That's me at 5 months. I cover him up though. I got a lot stronger, and I was confused on how and why it was working, because I wasn't eating much sugar, yet I could lift more than I could ever lift before. I got up to 53 push-ups. I did like 18 pull-ups, then 63 or 68, I forget the number. Conventional wisdom says you need carbohydrates to fuel the muscle, and then lots of protein to repair it, and fat is kind of an afterthought. But I tell you, it works for building muscle. If you don't have all the cons that I'm explaining in this video, the high-fat vegan diet, you can put on muscle. It does work. But in my opinion, being muscular is not the be-all, end-all to health. Any meat eater eating a bunch of beef and chicken breasts and their whey protein shakes can build muscle. But you're also destroying your health at the same time. And in my opinion, if you go too high on the protein, it's very acidic to the body. You're breaking your cells down. In the long run, you're gonna run into problems. So I'm hoping that I can still get very strong on a cleansing, healing diet of fruits and vegetables, nuts and seeds the odd time when I'm craving them. So hopefully, I never wanted to get huge. I'm not trying to be like Vegan Gains. I do not want that body. I like my body now, but I want to be a lot stronger. I can do 1 muscle up. I want to do like 10 of those. I want to be able to planche, balance myself. I want full control of my body and just be this strength freak. My goal, one-handed handstand. I must do that in my life. So I just want to be a very strong man. I don't care about looking big. I do want to look better and strong. I want to be a good example and be proud of myself. And my confidence does increase when I like the look of my body. I don't want to be a flubber bitch. So I was able to put on muscle, but there were times when just the slightest movements would fatigue me. Like going through Value Village and sorting through the coats, just moving this, like raising my shoulder this long, I'd be like, oh my God, this is tiring. It felt like I was just too low in glycogen a lot of the times, even though my workouts, for the most part, felt very powerful. Even if I was tired going into the workout, I always amazed myself, like, holy shit, how did I just do that? So I don't know. The muscles can use intramuscular triglycerides. It can be done, but I still think you need that glycogen for certain movements, and I wasn't getting enough, and my muscles got fatigued. My digestion was absolute nightmare monkey shit of the literal variety. This is my 7th time on a high-fat vegan diet, and every time I got constipated. Every single time. Every single time my skin cleared up and all these other benefits also happened, but every damn time I got constipated. And this was the best time because I was remedying it with the magnesium, but that started burning my gut, and I was taking Cascara Sagrada pills, just 1 pill a night, and it was helping, but I was dependent on it. If you need a pill to shit, your diet is not good. So especially for me, still trying to heal up my colon, this is not a healing diet. If you have ulcerative colitis, Crohn's, any digestive disorder, do not try the high-fat vegan diet. I don't recommend it. Maybe you'll be much different than me and it'll work for you. But in my experience, you need the fruits because it's got that friendly, soft fiber that just massages your colon as it goes by instead of scratching it. A truly healing diet heals everything. There's no missing link. So the high-fat diet for me was healing certain things but destroying others, and that's not a balanced way to eat. Same with the fruit diet, but I blame that more on the quality of the fruits and just my digestive tract not being able to absorb the nutrients properly. So I need some work. I need to rest. I need some fruit cleansing. So last thing I want to talk about is the stiffness I would feel in the mornings waking up. It felt like my back was hurting, my hip. I had pain in the body. I felt like an old man. And I just remember when I used to feel like that on the starch-based diet, and then I went 100% raw on the fruits, and my back pain disappeared in like 2 days. And I was like, holy shit. In my experience, the starches clog up your lymphatic system at least a little bit, less than the nuts and seeds, but the fruits clean it out. And if you have pain in your body and you're eating a lot of cooked food, try raw food and you're gonna notice like, holy shit, it's melting away. That's what happened to me, and that's why I like to spread a raw vegan message, because just obvious things happen in my body. It's like you eat cooked food, a lot of it, and then bad things happen to you. If your experience was different and fruit is the thing that hurt you and starch was the thing that saved you, then fine. I'm just sharing my experience. So I think that's about it for today. It was an interesting experiment. I lasted 6 months. That's the longest I've ever lasted. And I do believe the intermittent fasting was what was really the beneficial aspect of my diet. It wasn't the high fat, because I was still constipated, and I'm going to try keeping that fasted, but I need to heal. I need to heal my colon up once and for all. Then I can tolerate more foods like the grains and the beans and just have a more balanced diet. I do want a more balanced diet. I don't want to be like this fruit Nazi. This is just a vegan shirt. There's no swastika underneath it. It's just, I'd show you, but I can't raise up. My ankles are broken from the high-fat diet. So I'm going to be doing some more cleansing. I will probably lose some weight. I will probably start breaking out in acne again. I gotta figure out this blood sugar issue, and I have a lot of work to do, but I have to heal this gut. And so I'm not sure if I can keep up. We'll see how my energy is, because I was able to do like 7 videos a day on this high fat thing because I had so much energy for so long. And if I don't have the energy, I can't make that many videos a day. I'll try to make as many as I can. It's just these green screen ones take so long. Each video is like at least 100 Google searched images, and I'll get the odd comment. People like, oh, what was that image at this minute, 6 minutes? What is that image? Go fuck yourself. I search for like 100 images every video. I'm not going to research magical forest, magical waterfall, fantasy world, Just search these things and you'll find it. There's no way I'm going to go research them again. No. So I will be doing some less editing intensive videos and just the talking stuff, talking head videos, and hopefully some stuff out in nature soon when it gets warm. And I think we're done here. Thanks for watching. Thumbs up if you liked the video. Thumbs down if you've killed a camel before and you'd like to admit that here today. And subscribe for more videos. Click the bell. It's not a church bell, so don't worry about it if you're not religious. Everybody's welcome here. So we're done here. Thanks for watching. Balanced diets are for maintaining your health, not for eradicating chronic disease. That's why I do strange things like this. So today I plan on just eating bananas. They're ripe, and I will eat Kent, would you fuck off? We all know Kent isn't gonna eat those bananas. It's just to feed pigs in so he can make lard. We all know that. I wish those were available for purchase somewhere.